Howdy, folks. It is Diecastbuffet here again, and oh boy. This Roval race was very bittersweet. Let's just go ahead and say it. Christopher Bell with the walk-off win advances himself to the next round. Shocker, right? I had a feeling, I just had a feeling a Toyota driver would win, but I picked Byron to win it. Make sure to pre-order the race win. DeWalt Toyota Camry. First time DeWalt's won a race, I think, in a decade. So that's going to be really cool. I like the DeWalt sponsor. Make sure to get the 124 Raced Win Diecast. It might have the pink window net on there. If they do offer a 164, it won't have the pink window net. But hey, man, it's going to be really cool. Got the foil numbers on it. DeWalt back in victory lane for the first time since I can remember. The last time I remember was the 09 500. So that's pretty cool. Awesome for Christopher Bell. But, dude, it sucks for Chase Elliott fans. Oh, my goodness. And Larson's out. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Larson is out. Chase gets wrecked, which, from the replay, Chase went right, Reddick went left. It's hard racing, but it sucks because they raced so clean at Road America. They could have dumped each other there. They didn't. They raced each other with respect, and Chase went right, Reddick went left. Hard racing, it happens, but it sucks. Okay, so what do I honestly think about this Roval race? The last, 5, 7, 8 laps of this race were amazing. Action everywhere, people going over the curves, dive bombs, knocking people out of the way, just absolute chaos. That's what I want to see. The first 100 laps, it's a 109 lap race, give or take, absolutely was the worst racing probably all year because nothing happened. Literally nothing happened. There was not a single caution except for the stage breaks. Nobody was racing aggressive. Everybody was just minding their business. The Texas race a couple weeks ago was so much better than the first 100 laps of this Roval race. They should. I would have been totally okay if they said we're gonna run the oval race instead of the Roval. That's how bland the first 100 laps were. But the final 10 laps were chaos. I mean, everybody was going for it. Chase was going for it. Reddick was going for it. Kevin Harvick almost won this race. Allmendinger. And here comes Christopher Bell. I mean, Chase Briscoe and Austin Cindric. I mean, it was just chaos. It was so much fun to watch, even though it was so bittersweet for my two favorite drivers, Elliott and Larson. But that's what the Roval should be. That's what it was like in the Gen 6 era. The Gen 7 Roval, for the most part, again, the first 100 laps, that's a pretty large sample size. One of the worst races of the year, hands down. The last 10 laps, absolute chaos. They got to do something with the road courses. The cars, either they're not able to race aggressive enough. I don't know if they're able to just get runs on people. Maybe the car is just handled too well. I mean, there really are a modified, sports car, endurance racing style chassis and everything. But they got to do something because there was not enough attrition in the race to make it enticing enough. And it's not necessarily the racetrack; it is the car. Because if you look at the Xfinity race yesterday, Xfinity race was so much fun. I mean, they were just going at it back and forth. And you look at the Cup race, nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened to the last 10 laps there. So they got to do something there. They got to. They absolutely got to do something. It took, what was it, a sign falling off one of the infield walls or whatever for the race to actually spice up. So that's pretty sad. And I would not be surprised one bit if someone made sure that thing was a little bit loose so it would fall over because they needed a caution in the worst way. This changes the playoffs significantly because if your bracket was still alive, it's probably busted now because I had Larson in the Final Four. Most people did. I mean, we could see some post-race penalties or something that might change it, but for the most part, Larson is out. Bell moves on. I think, Suarez is out. Chastain moves on. It's chaos. It's chaos. And you think about the next 3 races, you got Homestead, you got Las Vegas, which Homestead and Las Vegas are probably going to be 100 times better than the Roval race because we've seen it. It's already been proven. The 1.5 mile racing is amazing. It is unbelievable. It is Winston Cup era level of attrition. It is phenomenal, right? And it's amazing to me how You look at Talladega; they didn't really have a lot of crashes, a lot of high attrition rate. It was a pretty clean race. It was good racing, but it wasn't traditional Talladega chaos. And you look at the Roval, and if you exclude the last 10 laps, it was the worst road course race of the year easily, in my honest opinion. There was nothing happening. I mean, there was probably more action with the I don't know, the sign falling off the wall than everything else. It was pretty bland. But the last 10 laps, man, was must-watch racing. But moving forward, how does this change everyone else's championship picture? Well, Larson's out. Even though he probably will win one of the last 3 races in the round of 8, guess what? That's one more spot for a guy like Christopher Bell, a guy like Ross Chastain, a Joey Logano, someone who's not always in those final 4 brackets that can get their way in, because someone is going to point their way in. Odds are Chase is probably going to win a race, right? Odds are Hamlin's probably going to win a race. Who knows? But someone's going to point their way in, and it very well could have been Christopher Bell. It could be, because now he's moved on. It's going to be crazy, guys. It's just this playoff. It's so ironic, because the first 4 races, sure, they're no Cup Series races truly bland, right? But they were significantly more interesting than the stereotypical wild card races, that being the Roval and the Talladega. Like, they went to Darlington and freaking Eric Jones won, right? And then Tyler Reddick won the craziest Texas race in many, many years, which I'd rather watch another 500 miles of that than watch the Roval. I gotta be honest with you. And my favorite driver crashed out there too. But I'd rather watch that than this, because the racing here was atrocious. It felt like a glorified test session for 100 laps, and then a sign fell off the wall, and there's like, okay, it's time to actually start racing. Like, the last 10 laps, man, were insane. Everybody was wrecking. Everybody was running everyone over. It was so much fun. Anyways, huge congratulations to Christopher Bell for his 3rd career win. He's won at Daytona. He's won New Hampshire earlier this year. I say Daytona as in the road course. And now he has a Charlotte Roval win. So that's pretty big for that team there. But hey, man, Kevin Harvick, I don't know how, I don't know why, but Kevin Harvick was so close to winning this race, man. Kevin Harvick winning the Roval, it just doesn't sound right, but he was really good today. So huge kudos to the 4 car after the big penalty they had. So, hey, man, they still got a lot of speed in them, even without their crew chief. But anyways, I want to know what y'all think down below. It was chaos at the end. It was chaos. Look, if you're a Larson fan and you're watching, I feel you, because I'm a Larson fan. It's Kyle Larson, it's Chase Elliott. Larson's out. Chase, he was going to win this race if the magical sign didn't fall off the wall. But truth be told, it needed to happen, because this was the worst Roval race, in my honest opinion, because nothing happened. Even if Chase won the race, I would still be saying it, because nothing happened until the last 10 laps. So, thank y'all for watching. Make sure to give the video a huge thumbs up. And, of course, you can get that race to win diecast pre-order. Hopefully, it will have the pink window nets. I'm really hoping it does. And, yeah, hopefully it's caked in confetti, because that would be really cool, too. It's also the first win for Toyota at the Roval. It was Ford and it was Chevrolet dominating the last 3 years. So, hey, or it's Ford first and 3 Chevrolet wins. So, Toyota first win at the Roval. Thank you again for watching. I'll end the video on this. I would have been totally okay with a 500-mile Charlotte Oval race, because if you watch any racing this year at the 1.5 miles, especially the Coke 600, it is 100% proven that the 1.5 mile racing would have been 10 times better this entire Roval race, and it would have created more chaos, more parity than this. That's just the truth of the matter. But hey, those last 10 laps were great. So anyways, have a great one, everybody. Diecastbuffet signing off.